Chapter 4: Metals and Non-Metals. We will learn classification of elements, occurrence of metals and non-metals in nature, physical properties of metals and non-metals, chemical properties of metals and non-metals, uses of metals and non-metals. Try to answer. Name any 6 objects which you see in your surroundings. Think and tell of what materials they are made of. What is the difference in the materials that each one is made of? An element is a substance which is made up of only one kind of atom and cannot be broken into 2 or more simpler substances by physical or chemical means. An atom is the smallest unit that shows all the properties of an element. For example, an atom of iron shows all the properties of that metal. Classification of elements. Materials that we use in our day-to-day life for different purposes are made up of different elements. Different elements have different properties. Elements can be classified on the basis of their physical and chemical properties as metals, non-metals, and metalloids. Do you know? Currently, scientists know of 118 different elements. All known elements are arranged on a chart called the periodic table of elements. Metals. The elements that are hard, lustrous, malleable, ductile, sonorous, and good conductors of heat and electricity are called metals. For example, iron, copper, gold, silver, platinum, etc. Metals are used extensively in our day-to-day life. They are used for making machines, railways, motor vehicles, bridges, buildings, agricultural tools, aircrafts, ships, etc. Therefore, production of a variety of metals in large quantities is necessary for the economic growth of a country. Non-metals. The elements that are brittle, non-lustrous, non-malleable, non-ductile, and are bad conductors of heat and electricity are called non-metals. For example, carbon, phosphorus, sulfur, iodine, oxygen, nitrogen, hydrogen, etc. Metalloids. The elements which exhibit the characteristics of both metals and non-metals are called metalloids. For example, boron, silicon, germanium, arsenic, antimony, etc. The second most abundant element found in the Earth's crust is silicon after oxygen. Occurrence of metals and non-metals in nature. Metals are the hardest elements found on the Earth. Metals occur in nature in both free as well as combined form. Most of the metals that occur in the Earth's crust exist in their combined state and are known as minerals. These metals are highly reactive in nature and are found in the Earth's crust mainly as oxides, sulfides, or carbonates. A mineral from which a metal can be extracted economically is called an ore. For example, calcium is extracted from limestone and iron from hematite. Ores contain metal compounds with a lower percentage of impurities. All the ores are minerals, but all minerals are not necessarily ores. Only a few metals such as gold, silver, and platinum occur in free state in nature. These metals are the least reactive and show little affinity for air, moisture, carbon dioxide, or other nonmetals present in nature. They are known as noble metals. Their ores contain particles of metals mixed with large quantities of impurities. Like metals, nonmetals also occur in the free as well as in the combined state in nature. Gaseous nonmetals such as nitrogen, oxygen, and hydrogen are present in free form in air. They are also found in combined form. Nitrogen is present in all living organisms as proteins. It is also present in the soil in the form of various nitrogenous compounds. Oxygen is present in water in combined state and as oxides of various elements in the Earth's crust. Phosphorus is found in rocks in the form of phosphates. Carbon occurs in pure form as diamond, graphite and coal. In combined state, it occurs as carbonates, hydrocarbons and carbon dioxide in air. Physical properties of metals and nonmetals. The metals and nonmetals differ a lot in their physical properties. Some of these differences are: physical properties of metals and nonmetals. The metals and nonmetals differ a lot in their physical state. Metals. Metals are generally solids at room temperature except mercury and gallium, which are liquids at room temperature. Physical state. Metals. Nonmetals. Nonmetals exist in all the three states of matter, but generally they are solids and gases at room temperature. For example, oxygen, nitrogen, hydrogen, etc. are gases. Iodine, phosphorus and sulfur are solids. Bromine is the only nonmetal which is a liquid at room temperature. Hardness. Metals. Metals are generally hard, example iron, cobalt, nickel, etc. This property of metals allows them to be used in construction of buildings and bridges. However, there are few metals such as sodium and potassium that are so soft that they can be cut with a sharp knife. Nonmetals. Nonmetals are generally soft. But diamond, a form of carbon, is an exception. It is the hardest natural substance known. Luster. Metals. Metals have a shining surface called luster. They have a quality of reflecting light from their surface. Such metals can be polished too. For example, metals such as gold, silver and copper show this property. Because of the ability of metals to shine, they are used for making jewelry, statues and other decorative items. Nonmetals. Nonmetals are non-lustrous or dull. Diamond, iodine and graphite are the only nonmetals which have a shiny appearance. Malleability. Metals. Malleability is the property of metals that allows them to be beaten into thin sheets. It is because of this property metals are used in making utensils, doors, windows, etc. Aluminium foil is used to pack food and silver foil is used to decorate sweets. Gold and silver are considered to be the most malleable metals. This helps jewelry designers to create a number of designs in bangles, bracelets, chains, and a number of decorative articles in gold and silver. Other metals that can be beaten into thin sheets include aluminium, iron, copper, and tin. Do you know? Gold is the most ductile metal out of all metals. For example, just 1 gram of gold can be drawn into a thin wire of about 2 kilometers long. Nonmetals. Nonmetals are brittle and break into pieces when hammered. But the graphite is the only nonmetal that can be drawn in the form of rods to make electrodes. The electrodes used in dry cells are made of graphite. Activity. Aim: to show that metals are malleable and nonmetals are brittle. Materials required: small samples of metal, iron nail, thick copper wire, thick aluminium wire, and nonmetals, lead of pencil, graphite, and a hammer. Procedure: beat each off with the help of a hammer. Observation: metal objects get flattened upon hammering and nonmetals break. Conclusion: metals are malleable, whereas nonmetals are brittle. Ductility. Metals. Ductility is the property of metals that allows them to be drawn into thin wires. Metals such as copper, silver, and aluminium can be easily drawn into thin wires. Nonmetals. Nonmetals cannot be drawn into thin wires as they are not ductile. For example, when a lump of coal is beaten using a hammer, it is broken into pieces. Sonorous. Metals. Sonorous means capable of producing a deep or ringing sound. Metals produce a ringing sound when struck. The property of metals of being sonorous is called sonorousness or sonority. It is due to the property of sonority that metals are used for making bells and strings, wires, of musical instruments such as sitar and violin. Non-metals. Non-metals do not produce a ringing sound when struck hard and hence, they are not sonorous. Color. Metals. Metals usually have a silver or grey color, except copper and gold. Copper has a reddish-brown color, whereas gold has a yellow color. Color. Non-metals. Non-metals have different colors. For example, sulfur is yellow, graphite is black, chlorine is a greenish-yellow gas, iodine is a bluish-black solid, and oxygen and nitrogen are colorless. Thermal conductivity. Metals. Metals are good conductors of heat and are therefore used for making kitchen utensils. Silver is the best conductor of heat. Copper and aluminium metals are also very good conductors of heat. The cooking utensils and water boilers, etc. are usually made up of copper or aluminium metals because they are very good conductors of heat. The poorest conductor of heat among the metals is lead. Non-metals. Non-metals are generally bad conductors of heat. Diamond, a form of carbon element, which is a good conductor of heat, is an exception. Electrical conductivity. Metals. Metals are good conductors of electricity and are therefore used for making electrical wires. Silver metal is the best conductor of electricity. Copper metal is the next best conductor of electricity, followed by gold, aluminium, and tungsten. The electricity wires are made of copper and aluminium metals because they are very good conductors of electricity. Non-metals. Non-metals are generally bad conductors of electricity. Carbon, in the form of graphite, is the only non-metal which is a good conductor of electricity. It is used for making electrodes. Activity. Aim: to study electrical conductivities of metals and non-metals. Materials required: small samples of metals, example aluminium foil, copper wire, iron nail, etc., and non-metals, example graphite and sulfur, a dry cell, connecting wires, copper wires, with crocodile clips and a torch bulb. Procedure: set up the apparatus as shown in the figure to make an electric circuit. There is a gap between the ends of crocodile clips A and B so that no current flows in the incomplete circuit. Now, insert sample materials between the ends of crocodile clips A and B one by one. Observation: the bulb glows when metals and graphite are connected between the ends of crocodile clips A and B, but it does not glow for other non-metals. Conclusion: metals and graphite are good conductors of electricity, whereas other non-metals are poor conductors. Melting and boiling points. Metals. Metals generally have a high melting and boiling points compared to non-metals. Exceptions are sodium, potassium and mercury, which have a low melting and boiling points. Non-metals. Non-metals usually have low melting and boiling points compared to metals. The exception is graphite, which has a very high melting and boiling points. Difference between the physical properties of metals and non-metals. Properties. Metals. Non-metals. 1. Physical state. Usually found in solid state, except mercury and gallium. Occurs in all three physical states: solid, liquid and gaseous. 2. Appearance. Lustrous. Dull, except diamond, graphite and iodine. 3. Hardness. Hard, except sodium and potassium. Soft, except diamond. 4. Malleability. Can be beaten into thin sheets. Cannot be beaten into thin sheets. 5. Ductility. Can be drawn into wires. Cannot be drawn into wires. 6. Thermal conductivity. Good conductors of heat. Bad conductors of heat, except diamond. 7. Electrical conductivity. Good conductors of electricity. Bad conductors of electricity, except graphite. 8. Melting and boiling points. High melting and boiling points, except sodium and potassium. Low melting and boiling points, except graphite and diamond. Chemical properties of metals and nonmetals. A chemical property of an element is the characteristic shown by it during a chemical reaction. Different elements react differently in a chemical reaction. Let us now study some chemical properties of metals and nonmetals. Reaction with oxygen. Metals. Metals react with oxygen to form metal oxides. In general, metallic oxides are basic in nature. These metallic oxides of metals turn red litmus solution blue. Metal plus oxygen gives metal oxide. Sodium metal reacts vigorously with oxygen present in the air at room temperature to form sodium oxides. Whenever sodium is exposed to air, it catches fire. Hence, sodium is kept immersed in kerosene to prevent its reaction with oxygen and moisture. 4Na plus O2 gives to Na2O. Sodium plus oxygen gives sodium oxide. Sodium oxide is a basic oxide which reacts with water to form a base called sodium hydroxide. Na2O, sodium oxide, plus H2O, water, gives to NaOH, sodium hydroxide. Zinc metal burns in air only on strong heating to form zinc oxide. 2Zn, zinc, plus O2, oxygen, gives to ZnO, zinc oxide. Activity. Aim: to show that metals react with oxygen to produce basic oxide. Materials required: a small ribbon of magnesium, a pair of tongs, blue and red litmus papers and a Bunsen burner. Procedure: take a strip of magnesium ribbon. Hold one end of it with a pair of tongs and heat the other end over the Bunsen burner. Collect the ash in a test tube. Add a little water and stir it well. Test the solution with blue and red litmus paper. Observation: the magnesium ribbon burns in air with a dazzling white light to form magnesium oxide. Magnesium oxide dissolves in water to form magnesium hydroxide. Solution of magnesium oxide turns red litmus paper blue and shows no reaction on blue litmus paper. This shows that magnesium oxide is basic in nature. The following chemical reaction takes place in this activity. 2 Mg, magnesium, plus O2, oxygen, gives to MgO, magnesium oxide. MgO, magnesium oxide, plus H2O, water, gives MgOH, 2, magnesium hydroxide. Conclusion: metals burn in oxygen to form basic oxides. Corrosion. Many metals such as iron and copper react with oxygen and moisture present in the atmosphere. This process, where a metal undergoes a chemical reaction with atmospheric gases and moisture and results in eating away of the metal surface, is known as corrosion. Rusting of iron is the most familiar example of corrosion. It is a process in which an iron reacts with atmospheric oxygen and moisture to form a reddish-brown substance, iron oxide, which is commonly known as rust. 4 Fe, iron, plus 3 O2, oxygen, plus XH2O, water, gives to Fe2O3 XH2O, iron oxide, rust. It is basic in nature, therefore, it turns red litmus paper blue. It is also called as hydrated oxide as it contains water molecules in it. It is an undesirable change as it makes the iron surface porous and the inner layers also get damaged due to rust formation. As a result, iron objects become weak with the passage of time. Silver objects corrode with time and become blackened on exposure to air. This happens due to the reaction of silver with sulfur-containing substances present in the air to form silver sulfide. When a copper vessel is exposed to moist air for a long time, it acquires a green coating on its surface. This coating is a mixture of copper hydroxide and copper carbonate. To Cu, copper plus H2O, water plus CO2, carbon dioxide plus O2, water gives CuOH, 2, copper hydroxide plus CuCO3, copper carbonate. The rusting of iron can be prevented by painting. The surfaces of iron objects are painted to last longer. Therefore, the bodies of railway coaches, automobiles and aircraft are painted to prevent them from rusting. Greasing. The application of grease on the surfaces of iron objects helps prevent the contact of metal surface with air and moisture, thus, it prevents its rusting. Bicycle parts are lubricated with grease to prevent their rusting. Electroplating. It is the process of coating metals with non-corrosive metals such as chromium and tin by passing electricity. Galvanization. It is a process of applying a protective zinc coating to iron or steel to prevent rusting. Nonmetals. Nonmetals react with oxygen to form nonmetallic oxides. These oxides are acidic oxides because they react with water to form acids. These acidic oxides of nonmetals turn blue litmus solution red. Nonmetal plus oxygen gives nonmetallic oxide. For example, carbon burns in air, oxygen, to form an acidic oxide called carbon dioxide. This acidic oxide dissolves in water to form an acid called carbonic acid. C. Carbon plus O2, oxygen, gives CO2, carbon dioxide. CO2, carbon dioxide, plus H2O, water, gives H2CO3, carbonic acid. Reaction with water. Metals. Most of the metals react with water to form metal hydroxide or metal oxides and hydrogen gas. Metal plus water gives metal hydroxide plus hydrogen gas, cold or hot. Or metal plus water gives metal oxide plus hydrogen gas, steam. Sodium reacts vigorously with water to form sodium hydroxide and hydrogen gas along with the evolution of a large amount of heat. To Na, sodium, plus to H2O, water, gives to NaOH, sodium hydroxide, plus H2, hydrogen gas, plus heat. Potassium reacts vigorously with water to form potassium hydroxide and hydrogen gas along with the evolution of a large amount of heat. To K, potassium, plus to H2O, water, gives to KOH, potassium hydroxide, plus H2, hydrogen gas, plus heat. Metals such as tin, lead, copper, silver, gold and platinum do not react with water under any conditions. Therefore, the gold ornaments maintain their luster for years. They have no effect of acid, water and other chemicals on them, but a special combination of nitric acid and hydrochloric acid can dissolve gold ornaments. Nonmetals. Nonmetals generally do not react with water. Rather, some nonmetals which react with air vigorously are stored in water. For example, phosphorus is a very reactive nonmetal. It catches fire if exposed to air. To prevent the contact of phosphorus with atmospheric oxygen, it is stored in water. Reaction with acids. Metals. Most of the metals react with acids to form metallic salts and hydrogen gas. The evolution of hydrogen gas can be tested by bringing a burning splinter at the mouth of releasing gas. If it extinguishes with a pop sound, then it is confirmed that the releasing gas is hydrogen gas. Metal plus acid gives salt plus hydrogen gas. Zinc reacts with dilute sulfuric acid to form zinc sulfate and hydrogen gas. Zn, zinc, plus H2SO4, dilute sulfuric acid, gives ZnSO4, zinc sulfate, plus H2, hydrogen gas. Sodium reacts with hydrochloric acid to form sodium chloride and hydrogen gas. 2Na, sodium, plus 2HCl, hydrochloride acid, gives 2NaCl, sodium chloride, plus H2, hydrogen gas. Aluminium reacts with hydrochloric acid to form aluminium chloride and hydrogen gas. 2Al, aluminium, plus 6HCl, dilute hydrochloric acid, gives 2AlCl3, aluminium chloride, plus 3H2, hydrogen gas. Magnesium reacts with sulfuric acid to form magnesium sulfate and hydrogen gas. Mg, magnesium, plus H2SO4, sulfuric acid, gives MgSO4, magnesium sulfate, plus H2, hydrogen gas. Metals such as copper, silver, gold and platinum do not react with dilute acid. Nonmetals. Generally, nonmetals do not react with acids. Reaction with bases. Metals. Most of the metals do not react with bases. Only a few metals such as zinc, aluminium and lead can react with strong bases such as sodium hydroxide to form a compound of that metal and hydrogen gas. For example, zinc metal reacts with sodium hydroxide to form sodium zincate and hydrogen gas. Nonmetals. The reaction of nonmetals with bases is complex. For example, when chlorine reacts with a base like sodium hydroxide, it gives multiple products such as sodium hypochlorite, sodium chloride and water. Displacement reaction. The reactivity series is a series of metals in order of their reactivity in descending order, highest to lowest. Metals have been arranged in vertical order with the most reactive metal at the top and the least reactive metal at the bottom. It is used to determine the products of single displacement reactions, whereby a more reactive metal reacts with the salt solution of less reactive metal and displaces the less reactive metal from its solution. Metal A plus salt solution of metal B gives salt solution of metal A plus metal B. In the above equation, metal A is more reactive than metal B. With the help of the reactivity series, we can examine the reaction of metals with oxygen, water, acids and other reagents. The most active metal, potassium, is at the top of the list and the least reactive metal, platinum, is at the bottom of the list. Although hydrogen is a nonmetal, it is included in the activity series due to the fact that it forms positive ions like a metal. Metals such as potassium, sodium, lithium and calcium are very reactive and they react with cold water to produce hydroxides and hydrogen gas. The elements such as magnesium, aluminium, zinc and iron are also considered as active metals and they react with steam to produce oxides and hydrogen gas. The metals above hydrogen are more reactive than hydrogen. These metals can displace hydrogen from acids or water and liberate hydrogen gas. The metals copper, silver, gold and platinum are less reactive than hydrogen and they do not replace hydrogen from water or acid. Such metals are called noble metals. It has been observed that a more reactive metal can replace a less reactive metal. Thus, a metal can replace another metal placed below it in the reactivity series, but cannot replace a metal placed above it in the reactivity series. For example, when aluminium metal is dipped in the solution of copper sulfate, it forms aluminium sulfate and copper. 2Al, aluminium, plus 3CuSO4, copper sulfate, gives Al2SO4, 3, aluminium sulfate, plus 3Cu, copper. In the above reaction, aluminium is more reactive than copper. That's why it replaces copper from the solution of copper sulfate. Activity. Aim: to prove that iron is more reactive than copper. Materials required: an iron nail, copper sulfate solution, and a test tube. Procedure: dissolve about a teaspoon of copper sulfate in water in a test tube. Now drop a clean iron nail into the test tube containing copper sulfate solution. Keep the test tube undisturbed for some time. Observation: after some time, we will observe a brown coating on the iron nail dipped in the copper sulfate solution. The color of the copper sulfate solution in which the iron nail was dipped changes to light green. This is the color of the iron sulfate. The following chemical reaction takes place in this activity. Fe, iron, plus CuSO4, copper sulfate, gives FeSO4, iron sulfate, plus Cu, copper. Conclusion: this shows that iron is more reactive than copper, as iron has displaced copper from copper sulfate solution. This is a single displacement reaction in which copper has been displaced by iron from copper sulfate solution. Uses of metals and nonmetals. Metals and nonmetals have great utility in our day-to-day life. The metals and nonmetals in different forms are extremely useful commercially. Uses of metals and nonmetals. Metals and nonmetals. Metals. Iron. Iron is one of the most commonly used metals since it is tough, strong and cheap. It is used for making tools, heavy machines, automobile parts, railway tracks, shipping containers and agricultural equipments, and also in the construction of bridges and houses. Stainless steel, also an alloy of iron, is used for making utensils. Copper. Copper is used for making electrical wires that are generally used in domestic wiring. It is also used for making utensils, in integrating circuits and electromagnets. Aluminium. Aluminium is lighter and cheaper than copper, therefore it is used for making wires for long-distance electrical transmission. It is also used for making aluminium sheets, rods, door and window frames, household utensils and packaging food items and medicines. It has an extensive use in making the fabricating parts of the aeroplane and spacecraft. Zinc. Zinc is primarily used for galvanizing iron so as to prevent it from rusting. Mercury. Mercury does not stick to glass. It is also a good conductor of heat. So it is used for making thermometers. Lead. Lead is used for making electrodes for car batteries, paints and X-ray shields. Gold, silver and platinum. These metals are primarily used for making jewelry and other decorative items. Silver, being a shiny metal, is used in coating the surfaces of reflectors in solar cookers and at solar power stations. Alloys. Alloys are homogeneous solid mixtures of two or more metals or one or more metals and nonmetals, usually carbon. Alloying is done to make the parent metal stronger. Some common examples of alloys are steel, a mixture of iron, very small amounts of carbon and manganese, brass, a mixture of copper and zinc, and bronze, a mixture of copper and tin. Non-metals. Non-metals, just like metals, are equally important commercially as well as for the proper functioning of the body. Oxygen. The oxygen present in the atmosphere is required by all living organisms for respiration. It is stored in the cylinders which are used by mountaineers and deep-sea divers as breathing equipment. It is required for the extraction of metals from their ores and for the production of steel from iron. It is also used in the manufacture of sulfuric and nitric acids. Nitrogen. Plants use nitrogen to manufacture proteins. Liquid nitrogen is used to preserve blood, corneas, or other donated organs. Due to its inertness, non-reactivity, it is used for filling food packages. It is used in the manufacture of ammonia, chemical fertilizers, and urea. Chlorine. Chlorine is widely used in water treatment plants to disinfect water. Chlorine, on getting dissolved in water, forms hydrochloric acid and hypochlorous acid. These acids help to make the water free of germs. It is also used in the manufacturing of hydrochloric acid. Diamond. Diamond, a form of carbon, is one of the most expensive substances on the earth. It is widely used as a gem or for making jewelry. Due to their hardness, they are also used for cutting rocks or glasses. Graphite. Graphite, a form of carbon, is a good conductor of electricity and therefore used as an electrode. It is also used in the manufacturing of pencils. Iodine. Iodine dissolved in alcohol is called tincture of iodine, which is commonly used as an antiseptic in clinics and hospitals. In the form of a compound, it is used in iodized salt to prevent diseases such as goiter. Sulfur. Sulfur is used in manufacture of sulfuric acid, dyes, matches, fireworks, and gunpowder. It is used in many medicines and as a fungicide to kill harmful fungi. Keywords. Metalloids, the elements which exhibit the characteristics of both metals and nonmetals. Malleability, the property of metals that allows them to be beaten into thin sheets. Ductility, the property of metals that allows them to be drawn into thin wires. Sonority, the property of metals that allows them to produce a ringing sound when struck hard with an object. Corrosion, the process in which a metal undergoes a chemical reaction with atmospheric gases and moisture and results in eating away of the metal surface. Rust, a reddish-brown coating that is formed on iron objects on exposure to moist air. Displacement reaction, the chemical reaction in which a more reactive metal reacts with the salt solution of less reactive metal and displaces the less reactive metal from its salt solution.